All right, side bend. Where I am as far as progress on Will's bow is I wound up, it went well, more or less predictable with no surprises. Didn't find any other mystery cracks in this bad boy. I was able to get this nice taper. I'm not going to do it because it's got the center bend in. But, oh yeah, I've got a nice bend right where I want it throughout, and it's even, flattened, nice taper. I wasn't able to get it, so thinking growth rings, center of the handle, right? And if the growth rings are just nice and beautifully even throughout, you're going to have one in the handle where it's thicker. You're going to see this island. It's going to be a little thicker there. So your growth rings here, even from the center of the handle. And then because it is the handle and the taper is greater, another pinch out of growth rings. And I actually took a pencil line so you can kind of see faintly what it looks like. And then further out, and then further out, and then just one to the tips. Because of pin knots in the center, they're in good spots, and various ganks didn't work out that way. Couldn't use it like a topographic map. Had to do it old school, just getting the taper and bending and stuff like that there, whatnot, etc. But sticking it on this fixture that I created so I could, the gull wing, fire harden the belly without having interruptions from the clamps. I'm just doing a switcheroo. I do this or whatever. Then move the clamp here. No interruptions throughout. I'm going to cure a side bend in it. The nice thing is, traced out my curve. Cut it on a bandsaw just from a piece of wood. Then I had this piece that was here, glued it down here, so now I've got this parallel thing. I not only have, say if the bends and the limbs were here, access to the belly, I also have one, because they're parallel, these edges, I've got one for the back. Now I'm going to use this fixture that I made, and I'm going to set this middle limb, I'm going to center this handle here, and I'm going to look, and oh no, where'd it go? Where did it go? I had a this. I'm good at carrying stuff off. Just give me a second. There it is. It's under a block. One of the handiest tools ever devised by humankind. Get that there. Set this on this other end. It is 3/4 of an inch off. I have to take this limb right here and bump it over 3/4 of an inch. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to use my fixture here. I am going to heat this limb up, get that nice bend, and secure it, right? And so now I've got this side secured onto this fixture beyond the handle a little bit because I need to get this limb over here to align it. And I can simply get this bend in this limb and get a side bend all at the same time by just getting it super duper hot, heat bending, bend it down to follow this form, and then pull it over this way to align the tips because this is straight. Use this to align the tip and bend the limb. You might say a side bend, taking the wide side and bending it over there is pretty difficult, but consider that I only have to bump it over 3/4 of an inch. Let's see where I secure it. Over the course of 18 inches. So I think that I can do that nicely, get it aligned. If it's off 1/4 of an inch, it'll still be a pretty decent bow. It might tip imperceptibly, but I think I can get 3/4 of an inch using this fixture. And then I can turn around, and once I get that all done, flip it, because the limbs are now deflex, put it back in this form, and if I have to cure it a little bit, I can have the straight side, yeah, straight, it's Osage, clamped down and secured, get the belly really hot, and maybe pull it over a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to use this thing double duty. This is really handy. You may or may not want to make something like this if you're getting into a gull wing bows. But, you know, because I make more than the average bear, it paid me to take the time to make this fixture. And it's going to serve a lot of purposes. Got that nice bend in there, which is a favorable bend. And just for the sake of argument, it is almost neutral, which means that this end is 3/4 of an inch above the workbench. But the nice thing is, what I like doing is put it in here. Newell's bow is the first one. Put it in here. I want to have more reflex before I sinew back it. Sinew will give it more reflex. But then I can give a little tip, or a little, what do you call it? A little kick to the tips to get more reflex. And then it's kind of like semi-Cupid bow, which is a very pretty shape. Well, with that, almost time for my day job. This is going well. Oh, last bit. I've been doing more research. I've been finding as many photos of actual real horse bows, sinew-backed bows, because a lot of them were self bows, the tips. I'm seeing that in some of them, they actually cut string grooves into the side. Some of them have like a lot of sinew built up, so it's kind of, it constricts for the string, then it comes back out again, kind of bulbous, a double bulbous. Others, I saw one that actually had, like a West Coast, a little tablet tip. And what I mean by tablet, this end is smaller than this end. You know, it's like where the string is, and it almost like a pin knot. And then it's like a bent tab. And if you don't know what a bent tab tip is, look at my channel, Bent Tab Tips, and you'll see it. It's kind of a West Coast feature. But I saw a Plains sinew-backed bow that had a bent tab. And so we are a little bit more relaxed as far as what kind of thing to fix the string in place so it doesn't go sliding up the bow than I once thought. And that's about it. I shouldn't say That's not good for videos. But yeah, I'm going to use this fixture right chop to correct that string alignment. And that's it. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.